Hi guys, it's me Samantha, and today we are going to be playing with the Oden's Eye collabs with Annette's Makeup Corner and Fancy Face. I have been having a real problem with collecting makeup and just keeping it on my dresser and not using it lately, and these are no exception to that. And I really wanted to put out a video for you guys using these palettes, and today is the day. So I am very excited to be playing with these. I am a big fan of both of these ladies. I've been following them for so long. There was also a third collab with a YouTuber, Instagram makeup enthusiast named Judy, and I did not purchase that one because I didn't need all three of them. B, I'm not very familiar with her, and three, and which was probably the strongest reason, was I wasn't as attracted to the color story in that palette. So these retail, I think, for $32 and change US dollars when it's converted. They come with a sleeve, but the actual palette themselves is kind of textured. I'm not sure if you'll catch that on camera, but it has kind of like a textured book feel to it. The shade names are on the back, and they have this really cute like oval mirror, and then there are 12 shadows inside. The Fancy Face one is more bright, and I think they're all kind of colorful, but I feel like this one, she is Jamaican. She is giving you all the Caribbean vibes with this, and I'm here for it 100%. So I had to get that one. And then Annette's Makeup Corner, hers was called the Giant Wolves. I forgot to mention. Fancy Face had a hummingbird theme, which was really beautiful. And then Annette's has a wolves theme, and I believe Judy's had a dragon theme. And then this is Annette's color story, which is very fall appropriate, dark, grungy, and I love that. They both came with these free scarves in the cellophane. I haven't taken them out because I'm not sure how I'm going to use these, but they're really pretty. It has like their actual face and the artwork from the palette on the scarves, which was really nice. And yeah, let's get started. I'm going to use a bunch of makeup that I haven't used in a while because I'm kind of contemplating doing a declutter of a bunch of things, including foundations and everything like that. So I'm going to use some stuff and we'll get started. This will probably be a little chatty. I think I want to do it more like a get ready with me style. If you are new to my channel, my name is Samantha. I am a makeup enthusiast, and makeup is my therapy. If you feel the same way, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you are notified when I put out videos. And so let's get started. I wanted to use, I feel like I decluttered this already, and then I keep pulling it into my collection because I paid for this. I mean, I pay for all my makeup, but sometimes, you know, Ulta gives like free foundations and da-da-da. This one I bought. I thought I was gonna love it because I follow Makeup Blake. I think that's her Instagram. But I think her name is Alexis Blake. She has a YouTube channel, and she uses this, and it looks so beautiful. And I wanted to look like her, and then I didn't love it. But I'm gonna keep trying it for the sake of getting my money's worth. So when I've used it previously, I felt like it really accentuated texture on my skin, and I have pretty good skin. I mean, granted, all skin has texture, but it just made it so obvious. And so I thought maybe today I would use my No Problems primer from Touch in Soul, because this has like a smoothing kind of situation going to it. So hopefully this will help with that. Maybe, you know, these combined will make it a better fit. So, and I love this stuff. It smells good. It feels nice. It feels like skincare, and that's what I love about Touch in Soul products. I don't know, I feel like they get no love because they're not like Tatcha or whatever, but like if you want primers that work and feel like skincare, these are the products to purchase. Let's get into my therapy session. So basically everything has gone to shit this week. Or I should say it started last week. Just so you know, I got the foundation in Neutral Tan 21. This is the original liquid foundation from Bare Minerals. And for a neutral shade, you're going to see it's quite like yellow. But last week, I was getting the kids ready for school, and my youngest stepped on glass. We ended up figuring out where it came from. My son broke a picture frame and tried to hide it from us because he didn't want to get in trouble, but he didn't pick up all the pieces, and the little one stepped on it, got a massive cut on the bottom of her foot. And of course we had to go to the emergency, and then it opened up again and we had to take her back, and then they didn't give us a boot, so we had to go back and get her a freaking boot. So it's been just doctor visits after doctor visits with her, and stress and anxiety, and worrying that it's going to heal correctly because it is on the bottom of her foot. It goes across her foot, and it's right after like the bend, like close, right above the arch, in between the arch and the ball of your foot, which is like a part of your foot that flexes every time you walk. So it's just been a true living nightmare. And you know, like having to explain to my son, the sun's coming in and out, that you know, if you break glass, you have to tell an adult. You can't just hide it. He had it the rest of the picture frame when we figured out, you know, found the piece of glass and all that. He had hid the picture frame under his bed in like a mesh basket that typically we store like their little artwork pieces of paper in. So he had taken that and then put it under his bed, and he thought he had picked up all the pieces. So yeah, we had to question him, find out where the rest of it was, make sure it was disposed of appropriately. And he was apologetic, but it's just like another thing. And then to top it off, you know, like that just makes it more stressful for work, because, you know, I'm missing work to do that. She's missing school. I actually feel like I like the way that looks. It's kind of sheared out because of the sponge. I wonder if I add a little more and I use a brush, is it gonna mess it up? Because this is the first time I use it and it actually looks good. Because I just want a little more coverage. And it's, you know, very specific spots. So basically that's been my week, which has been so incredibly stressful. And you know, she's of course our most wild child, because you can't keep her still. She's been missing dance, she's been missing soccer, and she's upset about it. And literally she just crawls everywhere. She crawls up and down the stairs. She wants something and you don't jump and get it for her right away. She crawls off the couch. She's not staying off the foot. Like, I mean, she's staying off of it. She's not walking right on the foot, but like she's just not staying still. So yeah, it's been a real PIA to say the least. And I've been wanting to play with makeup, and honestly, it's just been too crazy. Like, you know, it's like having a 50-pound infant, getting her ready and doing all the stuff in the morning, and then trying to do my own thing. It's like, forget makeup or anything else. And the anxiety has been like through the roof for it. I'm going to use the Beauty concealer, and this is in the shade, I hate, like, it's yellow, so you could barely even see what it says, Bronze Venus T2. I think I like this concealer, but I feel like every time I use it, I get a different result. But I'm really bad with, like, okay. Anyway, I got distracted. I feel like every time I use it, I get, like, sometimes it oxidizes, sometimes it doesn't. But I'm really bad about being consistent and using, like, the same powders and the same concealer all the time. So I know some of it is my own doing. So my brushes are all dirty. I really need to clean them. That's another thing on my to-do list. Today is Sunday, and if you are a working parent, you know Sunday is mixed feelings, right? Because you can't wait to send your kids to school tomorrow, but at the same point in time, you gotta go to work. It's not really like a day off or any time. No rest for the weary, that's for sure. Alright, I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury powder. Yeah, so playing with my makeup has been something I desperately wanted to do all week, but haven't been able to do because it's just been one thing after another. And, like, I think I only wore makeup once this whole week, and I was so very proud of myself, but, like, it was a bad makeup day. And then I was so sad. I was like, no. The one day I put makeup on, like, my concealer oxidized, and that's what I get for not, like, being consistent. I've been trying, well, I tried it once. I wanted to try this. This is the Revlon Skin Lights in the shade, it's the Prismatic Bronzer, and the shade I got was Sun-Kissed Beam. It looks so beautiful. And if I'm being honest with myself, my favorite bronzers are matte bronzers because I just hate my forehead, and I feel like I'm old, so there's texture you can see there, and when I use something illuminating, it just accentuates the texture. So I don't love it, but it looks so pretty on everybody else. The FOMO got to me, so I bought it. I didn't put any blush on, and I'm not going to right now because I want to see what eye looks I'm going to do. I'm going to do a palette on each eye, and I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I don't know what to expect. I'm a little nervous because I purchased these obviously because of the collaborations. And Oden's eye has been on my radar, you know, just because it's very popular on YouTube. But you also hear people like, I love Paulina Beauty. She mentioned on her channel that she felt Oden's eye's quality is good, but like comparable to a good drugstore brand, and that the pricing wasn't really, you know, equivalent to what you're getting. So with that being said, I'm slightly nervous, and I'm going to be completely honest with you guys if I feel like it is not what I'm expecting. So I'm going to swatch them on my wrist, and I'm not really good at this, so here we go. We have Antipod. We have Flare. I'm just going top to bottom. Astral, which appears white in the pan, but is one of those dual chromes that has like a very strong gold shift. Okay. I'll grab my towel to wipe my hands. Then we have this really pretty, like, I don't know what it's called. It's like a blue green. It's called Desolate. Then Skull, which I'm sure I'm mispronouncing all of these because they have like little accents on the the letters. That's beautiful. It's like a purple blue dual chrome, and it was very smooth. Then we have Annihilation. I can't read. Which is just a matte black. Very nice black. That was like super smooth and super black. It felt very, very nice. Okay, then we're gonna have a Blaze, which is like a purple, a fuchsia. Hetai, maybe, is how this next one is pronounced. It's a very sparkly shade. It looks like more of a topper. It's like a blue purple dual chromey topper shade. Howling, which is a very plummy purple. I'm actually doing decent swatches today. Look at that. All right, now we're gonna get in the last three. This is very bright. It's brighter than I thought. Azure. Way brighter than I thought it was going to be. Eternal, which is the shade I'm most excited about. It's a multi-chrome. Whew. It felt very similar to the Terra Moon's formula. And I can't even tell you like all the shades that you're getting out of one. And then the last one is Cosmo, which is another plummy color, but this one is more, I would say, oh, I did that. I would say this one is more cool tone. So they're like both plum, but this is more grape, I guess. This is warm and this is cool. And these are all the shades on my medium to tan skin. Very excited about this. I thought I knew what I was gonna do, but now I'm not sure. I feel like I really want to play with these three shades and then maybe this one to blend, because I'm just so attracted honestly to like these dual chromes and the multi-chromes, and I really want to see like how they go on. So yeah, let's get in with those. Trying to find a brush that's not too filthy. So I got a Luxie brush here. It's fluffy, and this is actually clean because I barely use this brush. I'm gonna go in, I think, with the blue shade, Azure. And they do have a little bit of kick up, but not too much. I didn't even prime my eyes. Let me do that really quickly. So we primed the eyes with the Milani eyeshadow primer, and we're gonna go in with this blue shade right in the crease. I'm gonna zoom you in a little more, and the sun is coming out even more, so great. All right. It's definitely very powdery. I feel like when I put it to the skin, I could still see kick up coming out of it, like. Which makes me worried about my foundation if I get fallout all over the place. Blend it out quite nicely though. And I know I need to do my eyebrows. I just, again, busy. Alright, so now we're going to go into that cool tone purple, which is called Cosmos. And I got a smaller fluffy brush. And I'm a little nervous about fallout, so, which I already have some right here. These are very like finely milled dusty shadows. So they blend nicely, but I probably should have done my foundation first. I feel like that looks nice, but it looks a little strange where I blended it. So I'm not adding any other product. I'm just blending this up into the blue a little. So the line doesn't look so severe. I do need to add a little more. I just feel like, alright, it looks okay. Didn't do exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to be more like a gradient, but I felt like it just was dusting away that lighter blue. So it's not my, but they are pigmented. They just don't layer on each other the way, or blend into each other the way I would like. I'm gonna take Eternal, there we go, which is this multi-chrome, and put that all over the lid. And I have no, I don't think you guys are gonna be able to see how pretty it looks, or the shift. But now I'm gonna take Skull, which is the darker dual chrome, and just kind of tap it where they meet. Wow, I think that looks really, really pretty. And then lastly, I'm gonna take Astral, which is the white that has the gold shift, and just put that in my inner corner. And then I'm gonna try to like blend it up just ever so slightly, but not all the way in. And then I'm gonna bring it down. Because I'm gonna take Eternal on a brush, on the same brush, because I don't feel like using 100 brushes, and then I'm gonna blend those two together. I feel like that looks super cool. I'm gonna see what I want to do. I'm gonna leave it like that. I don't always like to put something under my eyes because I feel like it makes my eyes look super small. So now I'm gonna go in with the Fancy Face palette on this eye. Alright, so I cleaned off my arm and dried it, and we're gonna do the swatches first for the hummingbird, and then we will go into the eye look. So I'm just gonna look crazy for the next few minutes. Alright, so the first one we're gonna go into is Star Apple, which is a cool tone plum. Looks a little warmer in the swatch. I actually want to see it next to, it's just a tad darker than the shade Howling in the Annette palette. They look pretty damn similar. This is the one Howling from Annette's palette, and this is the Star Apple in the Fancy Face palette. I just felt like they were so similar. I had to like do that. Then we have Red Hills. Beautiful rusty red matte. Feathers, it's like a lime green metallic shade. Lagoon, which feels to me like a satin. Let's see how it swatches. Yeah, it's a very blue satin shade. Tropics, metallic teal. Swallowtail. This one feels like a different formula. It's very thick and like gritty like. Very creamy when you put it on the skin though. And very, very shiny. It's orange. Then we have Hummingbird, which is similar texture. Beach Sands. It's a little smoother. Hibiscus. Clear Blue. I don't know if I had picked up enough product on that. Nope. That's a very soft shadow, powdery. Then Blue Fields, which is like a true royal blue shade. And the last shade I'm going to swatch is the shade Fancy, which is a it's definitely a multi-chrome. It has purple, blue, you're getting like a green, pink in there. So these are the whole palette all swatched out. Definitely makes me think of the islands. So that's fun. So I'm not sure if this color combo is going to look good, but I'm going to try something a little bit different. I want to go into Red Hills, which is this one, and put that kind of in my crease. It's a little dark, and typically I would use a shade like this as like an outer corner shade, but the only like shades that are lighter are Hibiscus and Clear Blue, and those are, I don't know, I don't think they're gonna go with the other shadows I want to use. So all right, so I'm just gonna say my first impression using that shade. It's very pigmented, but the shadows, like once you put them on, they really don't want to move around too much, so they're really hard to like blend. So, and this particular palette doesn't really have like a mid-tone or a lighter shade to blend, except for like the baby blue, which is not ideal. So I'm just pulling out my MAC Rosalia palette, and I'm gonna take the shade Café con Leche, which is this one right here, and I'm gonna just try to blend the edges of this red and see if I can get it to just kind of not be so severe on the eye. Obviously you don't want a shadow to blend out to nothing, but you do want to be able to like blend into a gradient. And I feel like these shadows, they're just so like they get on the eye, they don't want to move. I do appreciate the pigmentation, but it's just like really hard to blend. And I'm not the blending queen, but it's taking it down a little bit. I feel like I look very like America right now. All right, let's go in. The next shade I wanted to use was the Fancy shade, and I wanted to use that on the whole part of the lid, making all the crazy faces. And I didn't zoom you guys in. All right, so that is it zoomed in. I feel like the red brings out the pink and the multi-chrome, but I want to use something even, create more dimension. I need another shade in that. So I'm going to use Star Apple, which is that purple. And I'm getting a little bit of fallout, but it's blending on the red okay. And it creates just a little bit of definition. A lot better. I'm like much more happy with how that looks. And then I'm gonna just take Beach Sands into my inner corner of my eye. I'm gonna try to dust away this fallout, and then draw my eyebrows on, put some mascara, and then we'll talk about it. All right, so this is the final look with brows and mascara. And I'm gonna say I absolutely love the packaging for Oden's Eye. That is one of the things that had attracted me to them for a long time, but I was really unsure to purchase from them. Now that I've used these two palettes, I have to say that I think I like the Annette's Makeup Corner Color Story just a little bit better, because I feel like you have a little bit more of like some mid-tone shades to work with, and then you have the darker ones to kind of put in the outer V. This did kind of work out, but there wasn't like, it's just so pigmented, it was kind of hard to blend out, and I feel like you can still see I was unsuccessful with getting all of the fallout off of my concealer without having to remove it altogether. The mattes are very, very powdery, and so it's just really, they're like so powdery that it's kind of dusty, and they kind of get everywhere. But at the same time, once you adhere it to the skin, it does not move at the same point in time, so it's kind of confusing. You really have to work to buff them. I did find, like, when I was blending this blue and then this purple, it was hard to get it to be a gradient. I could get them to kind of blend together, but I couldn't, they would just turn into another color. It wasn't the blue didn't hold still to create a gradient between the two shades, so that was a little, but I was able to do it with this palette with these two shades. So I think some of it might just be hit or miss shades. They're really pretty on the skin, and I was able to blend them. It just took a little bit more effort than I would have liked. The shimmers are really beautiful. I would say the multi-chromes, the texture and everything reminds me of Terra Moon. And those shadows are very expensive. So literally, you know, I think you're kind of getting a good value with this, because if I was paying $17 for a Terra Moon shadow for this, you know, for another like 20 bucks, you're getting all these other shades. You're just going to take a while to blend, and I don't recommend doing your face first and then your eyes last like I did. I do like these palettes, and I do see myself using it, especially this one. I feel like the grungy color story is very much me. I mean, I love a Caribbean color story because I'm Puerto Rican and I'm just drawn to those colors, but I tend not to wear these on my eyes very much. But I do love that she did give us some like darker tones here, and that was nice. But I just don't really use like this True Royal Blue. I don't use that very much. Or this hibiscus color, I don't see myself using that very much. Or the orange even. But all the other shades, I think I could get some good use out of it. So overall, I'm not unhappy with the purchase. And they came with the scarves too. So I mean, I actually don't think the price point was too bad for what you're getting. But there wasn't the easiest matte formula to use, and sometimes, you know, I had to pull in another palette to make this work. Sometimes you just want to use one palette and you don't want to have to dig for another one, and some people don't have the amount of palettes that I have to dig from. So that being said, I'm not sure if I would recommend somebody buying this. If you just want those dual chrome shades, just go to Terra Moon and buy those dual chrome or multi-chrome shades from Terra Moon, and use the mattes from something that you probably already have. I feel bad even saying that because I love these people and I support them 100%. I just am not 100% convinced on Oden's Eye, if that makes any sense. I did like it. I do like the colors of, you know, the looks that I came up with. So overall, that's how I'm kind of feeling right now. This is also like a first impression, so I'm going to play with these some more and I might feel a little bit differently. If you're curious as to what I think, you can comment down below. And if I've played with it some more, I'll respond to your comment and kind of let you know. If you have these palettes, let me know how you're feeling. Have you used them a bunch? Do you kind of agree with me, or do you feel like you love these palettes and you wouldn't, you know, trade anything for them? Please let me know. I'd love to hear what you have to say down in the comments. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Until next time, love you guys. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me. Bye.